Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
Hail and howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Dive, the Double D's, where you, the audience, are in charge. The chat makes the ship go round. And that didn't come out right. Makes the merry, whatever. It's Monday. We're not all here. We're doing our best we can. But I hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a weekend, I guess you could call it, productive weekend. Things happened here and there. We did our best to entertain all the way around. And I, of course, have fulfilled some of my promises for this show. Oh, yes. We'll get into that. I hope everybody's having a good day so far. All right. So, hail and howdy. Nobody's chatting. So I'll just say hi to you out there. I guess it's Monday. People got other things to do than chat away. But we're gonna get started here anyway, because that's what we do around here. All right, so I have a good show for you guys today. I have a good show. One, I've got my segment that I've got planned. I put this one together last night. Have some thoughts on events. It's kind of I've been proven right yet again. When it comes to Disney Star Wars stans and who and what they really are. Also, last week, one of you fine people took advantage of one of our options for how the show runs. You can do $5 to get me do a rant on anything, $10 to ask me a question or bring up any sort of discussion in a pop culture topic, $15 to go over an article that I'll show you, or maybe one you've been sitting on, $20 to watch a video, or $30, or in this case more, to make me do a live review of a movie or an episode of television that I may or may not have ever watched before. And one of you took me up on that offer. Last week, Kratos, for $100, said, damn it, I'm going to make you watch RRR, because it didn't win on this quarter's drive-in chat choice selection. So last night, when I was done when I was done doing Star Trek stuff with Brad and Fractured, I watched RRR. I don't want to ruin it before we get started. Let's just say all right, so a little bit later you guys are going to get my live review of RRR years after anybody gives a damn, because that's how I roll. Anyway, hail Static, gaily driving. You look weary. I am. My soul is broken. Oh, the bromance. Oh man. I have been thinking about this since I went to bed, because I went to bed shortly after I finished watching it because it was late. And I watched it. Dude. I knew I wasn't gonna like it. All right, so we'll get into that. That's how you guys doing today. Let's hail Prof. See, well, yeah, I keep my promises. Eventually. Sometimes it takes a little while, but I do keep my promises. And as promised, you guys will get the live review. I thought I was gonna end up doing it tomorrow or Wednesday. No, it's today. We're getting it over with. I watched it last night. We're getting it over with. No dilly-dally, no shilly-shally. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's go over the articles. Then I'm going to do my segment. And then I'm going the good, the bad, and the ugly. I guess if you want me to give a good, bad, and ugly part of it, that's fine. I mean, I haven't quite done a review like this, so it'll be a little. We'll get the flow of it. So I've given a thought how I'm going to go through it. But if you want a good, bad, and ugly at one point, I'll give you good, bad, and ugly. But also, let's do a quick little check-in, because we're almost there, guys. We are almost there. We are at 3,990. We are 10 away from 4,000 subs. We're 10 away. Anybody who's come in new in the past week, welcome. I hope you are enjoying the content. I'm happy to have you here. Happy to earn your trust and support using facts and logic. And we're going to get, I think we could do it this week, guys. I think we can get to 4,000 this week. I really do. I think we can get there. So, guys, spread the good word. Hit that like button. Share the stream. Share the channel. Share the videos. Talk it up. Let's get people in here. Show them that we have a good time. Show them that I'm a different kind of streamer, a different kind of YouTuber, not the same as everybody else. So thank you, everybody who has subscribed and supported me for all the things going on here. I appreciate it. Without you, I would not have gotten this far. All right, so let's dive into the articles. There is news. There is breaking news in some fronts. Some happened earlier today. Some happening just as I loaded up the news screens. So we'll go over them. And as usual, if you guys see something you want, we can do it. We do that top $50. There might be something here you guys want. There might be. So let's dive into the topics or to the articles. Then I'm going to do my topic. I'll give you guys a chance for the article, and then we're going to do if there's any videos today, we'll do it after the RRR review. We'll do it after the RRR review because as usual, if you guys make me watch anything horrible, my brain will turn to mush and I will not be able to coherently speak properly. But so let's get into the articles. And as we do that, let me just get a little drink right here. Wet the whistle. All right. As usual, we start with variety. Okay. Outer Banks alum Jonathan Davis to play Snoop Dogg in upcoming biopic. I could give two shits about Snoop Dogg. I've never liked Snoop Dogg. I think he's a jackass. Inside Tony Awards. 5 things you didn't see. You know who didn't see it? Anybody. Nobody watched the Tony Awards. I can guarantee nobody of consequence watched the Tony Awards. Nobody did. I don't want to hear about Tony Awards. Ubisoft Netflix share early look at Splinter Cell Death Watch in Annecy's first work-in-progress session of 2025. Sure, nothing's going to save Ubisoft. Ooh, what's this? The Rings of Power stars on Sauron and Celebrimbor's bond. It's not like a king and a pawn. They're very much partners. Yeah, you made him gay. You made them gay. You filled that entire season 2 with gay innuendos. Don't. Oh my God. Why are they even going near this? Yeah, speaking of bromance. Yeah. Speaking of gay mance. Uh this I can't why are you going near this topic? What are you stupid? What are you stupid? Jeez. Nobody wants this creator. Aaron Foster says Kristen Bell kept the show's production in LA. She wants to be home with her kids. Never heard of it, don't care. Legend of Zelda live action movie moves to a delay. Live action Zelda delay. Well, there should be a live action Zelda anyway. We've had that discussion many times. Kerry Washington and Pilar Savone joined Duke and Roya producing team ahead of opening night. Whatever. All about the mother, Christine Milioti, looks back from Sopranos to Black Mirror to The Penguin. Listen. I really don't get the thirst everybody has for this chick. I don't get it. I do not get it. You're welcome to her. Not unattractive, but I don't get the overwhelming thirst after Penguin that everybody had for her. I don't get it. Do not. Paris Hilton still around. Had a lot of surgery. She don't look the same she used to. Harry Potter star Nick Frost disagreed with J.K. Rowling's trans-used disabled Instagram comments have been backlash to working with her. We don't align in a way. That's right, Nick. That's right. Just keep creating bad news around your show. I don't like Nick Frost. There are a couple movies of his I do like. I think Hot Fuzz is my favorite one out of all those movies, but I really don't like him as a person. I think he's a jackass. I really do. Let's go back in time a little bit, see what they did earlier in the day. Amanda Seyfried grossed out. She invited dictator Harvey Weinstein to pass Sundance premiere. It's just the way it was. We all needed him. I'm sure you did. And I wonder if you diddled his little Weinstein. Diddy. Oh, we don't talk Diddy. Harry Potter HBO series finds Molly, Weasley, Draco, Lucius Malfoy, and more Hogwarts students. Yes, I saw that on it's the top story on Hollywood Reporter, so we'll see that in a second. And Amanda Seyfried talks with Adam Brody. Don't care. Walk of Fame honoree Christian Slater on Dexter Original Sin as redemption tour. I kind of lost what the point of acting was. I always liked Christian Slater. I always enjoyed him. Former Outfest CEO launches Big Bear Film Festival multimedia creators. That sounds really gay. Big Bear Film. That sounds really gay. Cannes Lions still pushing the boundaries of marketing, creativity, innovation after 7 years. 7 years of hiding PDF files and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure. Variety partners with Canva, Google TV, Uber, Advertising, Deloitte, and others for expanded state of I don't care. Invincible video game set as Skybound launches first in-house game studio quarter up. I know Invincible is popular, but is it popular enough to sell video games? I don't know. You can cover those 10 subs, prof. No alt accounts, guys. We want real accounts. If you guys dump alt accounts in quickly, YouTube will strip them almost immediately. We tried that a couple weeks ago. No. We want real, guys. We want real. No alt counts. Because eventually they'll strip them away, is the thing. Because you won't be checking it as that. But thanks for the promise. It's okay. I appreciate it. We want real accounts. Warner Brother Discovery split. That's the other news of the day. That dropped early this morning. I woke up to that. What will happen to the movie studios, HBO Max, cable networks, and other businesses? Long story short, they're dividing it probably to save money in certain areas. Yes, I know people who have. I know people who have watched Invincible since season 2 and beyond. So, clips push T and Mount. Oh, what? I don't care what that is. Harry Potter HBO series cast Belle Powley, Daniel Rigby, and Petunia and Vernon Dursley. Yes, there's a lot. Because we go over Hollywood Reporter, they cast 9 people today. 9 people. That's their top story. I'll probably save that if we don't talk about today. And here's the Warner Discovery split. Majority of Warner Brothers Discovery's $37 billion debt will be spun off with TV networks, its CEO says. That's right. So they are splitting it to TV, terrestrial side, and streaming and video games and movie side. So they're shifting the debt over to new company because they got downgraded recently. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. The thing about Invincible is that after the first season, I really didn't love it. And I went and looked ahead at what the story is going to be told. I'm just not interested in it. I'm just not interested in where that story goes. And I just don't care. That's my thing. That's my thing completely with that. Tony Award snubs and surprises. Death Becomes Her goes 1 for 10 as Purpose scores upset best play win. Nobody cares because nobody watched. Dakota Johnson about her movie with Chris Evans and Pedro that nobody's ever going to watch. All right, film. Outer Banks accident. We already saw that. Another thing. Sony pushes Legend of Zelda live action movie to May 2027. That's not good. Boy George and Culture Club review. An affectionate look at the 80s band and its flamboyant frontman who was gay. Trump's trade war will loom large of a Banff World Media Fest. Nobody, stop trying to pretend that that's still a thing. Canadian industry rebuffs Trump's DEI rollback. Canadian industry, nobody cares about Canadian industry. Nobody cares. We just passed one, Dom. We just passed one right here. I'll go right back to it. I'll show you. We got one right here. They're crying right here. Trump's trade war will loom large over Banff World Media Fest. They're crying. They're crying. They're crying hard. None of you are banned. You're here. Must we do this every day? You're here. You're talking. You're not banned. I should ban you for your behavior, but I won't because I'm nice like that. Anyway, yeah, where's Terminal List Season 2? Where's Terminal List Season 2? That's like the one thing I'd like to see because they've turned out Reachers. I lost interest in Reacher at the beginning of Season 2 when that story was boring and Serinda Swan didn't take her tits out. So I got bored there. And now I could care less about Reacher. I care more about Terminal List. No, wait, Kel, they are doing Terminal List. They're making a prequel season. They're making a prequel season to it. That's what they're doing with Terminal List. I almost forgot about that. All right, so let's move on to IGN. Here's our first live gameplay of Kojima's Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I don't care about those games. Good for people who like them. I don't care. You'd have to love cows to be able to do this. Mario Kart World cow butt praised by Japanese farmer for realism. Okay. Listen, I love many things Japanese, but they have some very weird sexual fetishes over there. Very weird. Harry Potter TV series casts 9 people. We already got that. A lot of people cast. Oh, I wonder if that's a proper casting or that's a race swap right there. Well, I don't know. The Dursleys and Cornelius Fudge cast an upcoming Harry Potter series. Yes, we just learned that. Why are you doing double articles on it? Konami's got more Silent Hill F and Metal Gear Solid Delta Stake Eater for us in a dedicated live stream for this week. Sure. Not my cup of tea, but sure. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 director included a Ninja Turtle in the Surreal Pinball Park. Okay, we already saw about Zelda delayed. Gears of War Reloaded skips PS5 release in Japan due to platform policies. IO Interactive CEO says 007 First Light is not a reskin of Hitman. Mario Kart World misses Miyamoto from its credits, but it shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Yeah, they didn't credit Miyamoto at all in that, apparently. Last but showrunner says we kind of effed ourselves with Success Season 1. No, you got to effed yourselves, period. During Season 1. Chad Stileski was against Keanu Reeves popping up in Ballerina, but wanted to give it a fighting chance. Yeah, Ballerina ain't doing too well. We talked about that a little bit yesterday on Roundtable. There's a GameCube Easter egg hidden in Switch 2, and you can unlock it with a few button presses. Why? Why is everything about the Switch 2 nostalgic? That's a question I'm going to ask. I'm getting those answers. Had a quick little conversation with Melee K on Twitter about that last night before I went to bed. GOG announces new one-click mod system, Skyblivion mod for Elder Scrolls V Skyrim coming this year. Hey, well, good for that. Always embrace the modding community. Oh, we already know this stuff. Doctor Who's original ending for Season 2 means Shooty Who. Before Shooty decided to, before he was probably fired. Seemingly confirmed by actor's TikTok account. Yes. Henry Cavill enjoying the challenge of doing justice to tricky, very complex Warhammer 40K IP. They are going there. Remember, they closed the deal. Once he's done with a couple movies he's working on right now, I think he's going to devote a lot of time to that. And I'm excited to see what he can do with it. I am excited. Looks like a thumbnail I made. I just plopped a head on a body. P Studio director confident, Persona 4 Revival will be fresh and surprising. Activision says it's set up Call of Duty Black Ops 7 reveal more like a Beyonce album dropping. Is that what you really want to hear if you're a COD Black Ops fan? That they are tuning it to the likes of a Beyonce album drop? Know your goddamn audience. Wow. That is really, really out there. That is the kind of thing they admit to doing. Hey, all you hardcore FPS gamers, we're going to market this to you like a Beyonce album drop. Jeez. Former Witcher 3 director shows off new footage of dark fantasy adventure, The Blood of Dawnwalker. Okay. All right. Hey, we've seen now with Exodus 33, guys who leave studios that are struggling will do good stuff if not constrained by DEI corpo bullshit. Yeah, that's a fair thing to say, Kel. COD did lose his audience a long time ago. It's real audience because what happens when a COD game comes out? What happens? Everybody gets excited for literally 2 or 3 weeks. Everybody plays it, says, oh, we're going to play it forever. And then like clockwork, they start complaining again and they stop playing because these games are one note. One note. Hollow Knight, whatever. I don't care. After Starfield's Xbox no-show, fans really hope the game looks so dead now it's said. The game failed. Very few people really liked it. Very few people found a way to enjoy it. And here's how you knew it was dead. The modding community abandoned it almost immediately. They didn't even stick around to make it better or to add shit. So that's how you knew it was dead. Give up and move on. And this is stuff from last night. Oh, here's something I don't understand. There are some people who are actually looking at this Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering stuff. I would never in a million years give any money to Wizards of the Coast. Never. You guys know I love Final Fantasy. It's still one of my favorite franchises all across the board. I don't care how much I love it. I'm not giving Wizards of the Coast any money for anything. It's rewarding them for ruining many things that I've loved in the past 15, 20 years. Yeah, so screw. I don't understand that. Hey, it's the Ginger. Hello, Ginger. How are you? All right, let's check out Kotaku. Let's go to latest. I didn't refresh this. I put this together last second. I sat down in this chair the last second. First look at Twisted Metal Season 2 tournament. Two's tournament brings back video game favorites. All right, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch Season 1 because I hated Twisted Metal. I've always thought it was a dumb game, a dumb franchise. I've never liked it. So you'll never catch me jerking off to this show or jerking off to that game. Oh man, Twisted Metal. I like running around it. No. Take it, suck it, move on. Hated Twisted Metal, so I ain't gonna watch no goddamn show about it. How do we solve 100 in last epoch's current season fast? Oh, great. Cheat to win. Mario Kart World players are exploiting free roam to quickly farm coins. Sure. Well, it's the only new game they got on the Switch, too. Only new game they got. Which Nintendo Switch 2 camera is right for you? How about the one where you don't spend $60 on it and just use your phone, apparently, which is very easy to do? The Precinct has a brisk runtime, but there's more to it than just cleaning up the streets. The Warner Discovery merger failed, and now it's spinning up. Yes, that's your take on it. Nintendo's Big Zelda movie will be pushed back. We already know that. Splitgate 2, don't play the first game, don't care. Neverwinter Nights 2, one of the best RPGs, getting a remaster. Okay, you have my attention. Aspire is giving one of his masterpieces a fresh lick of paint. Ooh, I loved Neverwinter Nights 2. That was a great game from BioWare. Or Obsidian made that? I thought BioWare made that one. Did they only make the first one? Still, Neverwinter Nights 2 was a great game. Never finished the first expansion pack where you got hit with like this demon seed in you that was draining your life away. Never did beat that one. Got about halfway through it, got bored. But the original game was great. I love that one. That's something to look forward to. Will Call of Duty Black Ops 7 come out Switch 2? No one's playing a goddamn COD game on the Switch 2. Shut up. Everything's on Xbox Big Summer 2025 Showcase. I didn't watch it. I don't care. I'm not a Microsoft guy. Really not. Outer Worlds 2 will be Xbox's first $80 video game. Yeah, I saw that last night. Here come the $80 games, I guess. And listen, I bought Outer Worlds 1 2 years ago on sale, Black Friday, for $12, and I still haven't played it. Not yet. Yeah, they released yesterday. It is Ariel. It's hanging on by a thread, and they announced their handheld. It is happening. They announced their handheld yesterday. Phil Spencer just low-key confirmed Halo Combat Evolved Remaster. All right, Halo fans, is this what you want? Do you just want a remaster of Halo 1? Does that make you does that make you itch with excitement? Does it? I don't know. If I was a hardcore Halo fan, which I am not, I was a very, very, very barely casual Halo fan back in the day, this would not excite me. This wouldn't. Because honestly, it's kind of just spitting in the face of we're not even trying anymore to save the franchise. We're not. All right. Black Ops, blah, blah, blah. Next Call of Duty is Black Ops 7, and it's still coming to last-gen consoles. Yay. There's the handheld I mentioned. The Xbox ROG, Allied PC Gaming handheld. An Xbox you can hold in your hands. Why not just get a Steam Deck? It's the same exact thing. And if you get the Steam Deck, you're going to have access to probably more games. Why not just get a Steam Deck? That's my question there. Why not just get a Steam Deck? Yeah, Jed. I know, Jed, you love your Steam Deck. Yeah, Jed speaks highly of his Steam Deck. Why not just get a Steam Deck? Why do this? I don't get that. All right, this is from yesterday. All right, moving on. Let's check Park Place for news. Let's refresh one more time. Nintendo Switch review does deliver despite high price tag. From what I'm hearing, people are starting to say things now. John Wick female-led spin-off ballerina flops in opening weekend. Box office's women skip another for her action film. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Ana de Armas is very, very hot. A beautiful woman. But I ain't going to go see that movie, and women aren't going to go see it either, apparently. Okay, Warner Discovery split. We've talked about that. We've seen that mentioned. Sweet Baby Ink detected in Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver video game. Who the hell's playing a Wu-Tang video game anyway? Walton Goggins reporting talks to play Bison in a Street Fighter movie. I heard about that a couple days ago. Walton Goggins is a skinny dude. How's he going to play Bison? I mean, what's his name? It was his last movie. I just forgot his name. He was played Gomez in Addams Family. I just forgot his name. Jeez. Raul Julia. Raul Julia was clearly not fit when he played Bison, but he was Raul Julia. He brought a certain charm to it that has gone down in cult classic history for that. The memeable stuff. Walton Goggins, a good actor, good at genre, but why? He's gonna play Bison? That doesn't click to me. Oh, Ariel jumped ahead here. Yeah, they closed down the Muppet thing at Disney this weekend. That was it. It's over. It's done. Buff suit, or CGI. Either way, buff suit or CGI. That wouldn't look good. And that's from yesterday. All right, there are our articles. You guys can have a little thought on that. I am going to now then do my segment. Let's check Stream Elements real quick. Okay, nothing there. All right, so now I'm going to give you guys my article, my topic today. Here's my topic. Let me blow my nose real quick so I don't have to stop in the middle of it or sneeze or something. And then I'm going to give you my article, my segment today before we get to the RRR review. Hold on one second. Okay. So, I have, if you guys have been keeping up at all with everything that's been going on with my channel, you know that I have a particular beef to pick with Disney Star Wars stands when it comes to their statement of Star Wars was always political. And if you don't understand that, you're just a fascist. You know, I've fought that fight for a while now, and I think I've won. Never once have they been able to counter my arguments to their bullshit. Okay? And with Andor's release and conclusion and all that stuff, I made the case, again, with that these Disney Star Wars stands, these fake fans and these shills, they are here. When I say here, I mean in pop culture in general, but here it's for when it comes to Disney Star Wars, they are here because it has been built as a vehicle now for their ideology, their political agenda. So they very easily slide in and attach their belief systems to it and say, look, it's saying everything that I believe in. Look. It's preaching to today's troubled political themes. Look. It's proving that orange man bad, orange man fascist dictator. That's what they do. Now, I try not to be political on this channel. For those of you who don't know, I have several worthless degrees because they are not worth the money that I still owe for them in government and international relations and policy and administration and a little bit of communication. I spend a lot of time studying and learning and earning degrees in how government works, how policy is made, how international relations works. I have a lot of knowledge on this stuff, but I choose not to talk about it because you know what? In the end, it's not worth the time because people don't really, in my opinion, want to hear about it. They just want to yell about it. So I stay away from it. I stay out of politics despite having the knowledge to talk about it. That being said, I cannot help in this instance today touch on a political event going on because the Disney stands, these fake fans, have decided to prove my point yet again that they are completely out of touch, that they are not real fans. They are here purely to push agenda in the things that we love. What am I talking about? Over the weekend, we'll just say things have happened in Los Angeles, California. Things have happened. President Trump has deployed the National Guard, despite the fact that the commie Marxists in charge of California have said, no, don't do it. There are riots going on. Mostly peaceful riots, how we're going to put it. So I saw that, and I know that there are people who are covering heavily, and that's fine. Great. I don't really want to talk about it, but I will talk about it in this sense. The Disney stands, the fake fans, the shills on X Twitter have decided to say, look, Andor's playing out right before your eyes, everybody. And I have the evidence. Here are the receipts. I have been cataloging them as I come across them since last night. We'll start with this one. From Punchachili Press. Look at him. He's got all the proper things here. The same thing. Stay safe, my friends. So here are riot police in California, in Los Angeles, doing their job against protesters who are burning cars, burning businesses, and causing destruction because federal agencies tasked with removing illegal immigrants are doing their job. Oh, look, I'm going to call them stormtroopers like in Andor. Proving my point. They don't care about Star Wars. They care about it as a political agenda vehicle. Keep going. I I'm young. This is one of the best elitist Andor stan accounts out there. I wish I could get blocked by him, but I don't think I can. I'm young. Yeah, I bet you're all of 5 years old, you twit. So other things will probably come to mind for you, but this is the first time I felt that a theory so profoundly accurately captured the frightening political climate of our time. Ultimately, Andor is a story of hope prevailing in even darkest times. But it's just so hard to believe that things can be better again when so much has already been lost. What has been lost? Show me what has been lost in your people. What? That your commie Marxist agenda has been derailed? You tiny little communist piece of shit? Is that what you've lost? Because what's going on right now in California is a legal process to remove non-citizens from our country. No one is removing legal immigrants from our country. It's illegal immigrants who are being covered for by commie Marxist thugs. Each and every one of them paid to be provocateurs, to do the damage, because that's how commie Marxism works. Powerful people like, well, now George Soros Jr., pay them to show up and do damage, to disrupt, to cause a fracture in society so they can slip in and cause more harm. So this is the product of somebody right here. A statement like this is the product of pure commie Marxist indoctrination. Oh my God, your world is falling apart because a legally elected president is following the laws of the Constitution. Let's move on. This particular dumb piece of shit, notice everything in their bio. F ICE. Doing the job. Doing the job. F you fake fan stan. Now we get to the ones I directly replied to. This is a fun one right here. Around the Galaxy at 85, one of the biggest shill stan accounts out there. Andor has never felt more important, commenting to President Trump's statement on what they're doing to deal with this. Here it is in plain sight. This, and I replied to this one. Is it there? Yeah, I replied to this one, and I basically said, no, this is what it looks like when fake fans stands. Take what you love and twist it, make political. This is what we say. They make Star Wars political. Disney Star Wars makes political. Tony Gilroy, Andor made it political. So morons like this can say, see, it's the real world, everybody, and it's important that it's showing the real world is. No, it's not. We're seeing an action to remove illegal immigrants from our country, criminals, not only for being here, but many sanctuary city protected in Los Angeles, California, so they can continue to do horrible things, so they can continue to murder husbands, sons, wives, and daughters, and no justice does prevail. Remember, the girl that died in her father's arms a few years ago, that dude walked off scot-free. Because of local state laws in California that protect him instead of protecting real American citizens. But jackasses like this want to say Andor has ever felt more important because they see themselves as rebelling against the tyranny of Orange Man Emperor. That's not reality. This is fake, and this is why Disney Star Wars fails. And then my favorite one here's one I created in replying to this jackass. This is an actual footage, an actual picture taken from these mostly peaceful riots. This is who they think they are. This is who they support. These are who these fake fan stands celebrate, who they think represent the Rebel Alliance in Star Wars. People destroying property. This is what we have to deal with now. This is why we say these people are fake fans. They're not here because they love Star Wars. They're here because they've hijacked it as part of their political agenda as commie Marxists who want to ruin the free and fair society we live in, where we do have freedom of speech. And I will fight to protect your freedom of speech. But I must also call you out on it when you are abusing it and using it as your mouthpiece, as your bullhorn to push bullshit like this. So don't be fooled. Once again, I am proven right. These people make Star Wars political for their own commie Marxist agenda. It is not about George Lucas' Star Wars, which was politically themed, talking about classic themes of totalitarianism and war and stuff like that, good versus evil. No, this is modern day bullshit warped and corrupted by commie Marxism. Plain and simple. Do not believe fake fan stands. Call them out, point and laugh, call them what they are, communist, Marxist pieces of shit. All right, we're done. Yeah. I was so pleased to see all of that last night. Really was. Really was. Love it. Love it when they come out of the woodworks to prove my point. Every damn time. They're all commie Marxists, Ariel. They are, because they're pushing communism. They're pushing communism, socialism, Marxism. They're pushing it. These aren't just dumbest liberals. These are commie Marxist tactics. The whole thing is commie Marxist tactics, destabilization, using terror, using physical harm to break down society. That it's in the rule. Go read Rules for Radicals. That's where it comes from. All that shit comes from that. That's why it's commie Marxism. That's why it's commie Marxism. Yeah. People in UK are suffering this shit. I mean, the thing is, the UK doesn't have our constitution, which we're using to protect us. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Good luck to our friends in the UK. Good luck over there. All right. So let me take a breath. Let me check stream elements. No, nothing there today. Remember, guys, the rules are as such. $5 to get an Adam rant. $10 to ask me any question to discuss a topic, could get a good rabbit hole discussion going. $15 to choose an article, could be any of the ones I showed you or one that you guys want to hear me talk about. And $20 to make me watch a video of your choosing. And for $30 or higher, apparently, you can make me watch an episode of television or a movie and do a live review on this stream, which I will now do momentarily because last week, Kratos El Grados for $100 wanted me to watch RRR, which I worked very hard for years to not watch because I didn't want to. Because, one, you guys need to understand this about me. You guys need to understand, as I've said it before and I'll say it again, you need to understand this about me. The more you tell me to watch something as like a zeitgeist thing, the less I want to do it. I will walk in the opposite direction if something's being hyped too hard and getting its dick sucked too hard. I will go the other way. And what I will generally do is I will ignore it. I'll walk away from it and I'll forget about it. If you ever want me to really watch something, it is best to make me have it come to it in my own time. Best way. Now, of course, there are some different rules. This show, obviously, there is an option for you to make me watch something, but that's why I say a single episode of television or a single movie. Then making me watch a series of something I don't have the time or energy to watch. Or once a quarter on Saturday Night Drive-In, you guys get the ability to make me and Jed watch a movie that we may not necessarily choose of our own volition. But that's just interactive stuff that you guys can do. But here's the thing. When RR came out and everybody was going wild over it, because let's be honest, it was in the middle of the COVID times, and anything that broke the mold was entertaining for people. It got hyped so hard. I said, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm just going to go watch my anime because that's new enough for me. But here we are, years later, And RRR did not win this quarter's chat choice poll on Saturday Night Drive-In. So Kratos, who was the one that submitted it, said, screw it. I'm going to make Adam watch it for Double D's. And I did watch it last night. 3 hours. This movie was 3 hours. I did not like this movie. I'm going to put it that simply. Now, I'm going to preface one more thing now before I share my thoughts. I'm going to preface this, okay? Is that the puppet thing, Mysterious? Is that one of those puppet shows? I never watched the puppet ones. We're not usually into those. Let me preface this. RRR is an Indian film made for Indians. It was not made for me. Clearly, it is not made for me, a white dude who lives in America. So my thoughts are simply my thoughts on this. They are not a criticism of how it would be received in India, okay? So my criticisms of this movie are simply from my perspective and are not to be saying that overall the world hated this movie. This is simply me. I'm speaking of it now. My thoughts. Movie was not made for me, and some of my criticisms clearly work for its intended audience. All right? So here we go. RRR, the story of Raji and Beam and their bromance as they want to liberate India in 1920s. Now, one of my criticisms, this is standard criticism I have for movies that do not give me actual change in time notification. Clearly, this is 1920s because they reference King George and all that kind of stuff, but they don't give me accurate dates of what year it is that. I mean, say months pass, weeks pass. I still want to know when and where things are happening. The movie fails me in that aspect, but overall, 3 hours of, I'm going to say it, this movie is cringe as fuck. This movie is cringe as fuck. It at times is obviously over the top, but over the top in the way that to me is not, it wasn't amusing or entertaining. Because, and it's not a case of the fact that, how can I don't see myself in these brown men. I don't need to see myself in the character to get into it. My criticism comes from the story in general. This whole story is predictable down to the T. Predictable down to the T until I thought I'd get something at the end, and they didn't give it to me when they should have, which shows me they were so gung-ho to make these two dudes so overpowered that they didn't make anybody else even remotely have a chance to take them down. And that's one of my major criticisms is because clearly, listen, you can have your superhero brown dudes, your superhero Indian dudes. I mean, when you get introduced to these two guys right away in the prologue, Fire and Water. Kumar. That's good. Hey, dude. They're gonna make us do this on Drive-In eventually. Don't grab that monkey paw. You know damn well they're gonna get to it. They're gonna get to us eventually. In fact, you might have just turned it into the next one with that statement, my friend. You're gonna have to suffer this one eventually. Don't go dancing all happy right now. You will suffer this eventually. They'll make you do it through Drive-In. You know they will. They'll get there. And now they'll definitely do it. After this, you damn well know they're going to engineer it come August, September. You know it. Yeah, see, look, there it is. See, look, they know what they're doing when the time comes. We've almost guaranteed it to be third quarter chat choice movie now. You know that. You've pretty much guaranteed it. It's going to happen now. Beautiful thing is I won't have to actually watch it. I will remember it. You will have to watch it. Anyway, so in the prologue, Fire and Water, you get their immediate backstories where they steal the little girl. They steal the little girl from the village, Ray Stevenson and his heavily plastic surgeon's wife. Steal the little girl, and then we get his line that gets repeated for the rest of the movie. Don't waste your English bullet on these brown people. Literally, that's what he says. Don't waste your little bullet on these brown people. I don't have to be fresh. You know how my memory works. I won't need to be fresh. This movie is etched in here now. I watched last night and I got to talk about it for the next half an hour probably. So, so they see a little girl. They beat his mom. They kill. How did the mom survive that kind of blunt force trauma to the head? She lived at the end. I thought she was dead when that soldier beat the crap out of her with the log. Just like beat the crap out of her. So Ray Stevenson, they kidnap the singing girl who does the tattoos on the hand because the wife wants a pet. And then what we're going to learn is that they get Beam, the dude in the white. He's the shepherd of the herd because they're a bunch of pacifists, but he's the shepherd that protects them. So he's now going to go to Delhi, and he's going to find her in Delhi and bring her home along with his other bros. Meanwhile, because there's, of course, unrest in 1920s India, and let me say this, of course, the English were not all tea and crumpets, toddy ho, when it came to their governorship of India. They were brutal at times. I'm not going to sugarcoat and say, oh, it was a perfect English rule there. No, of course, they did, of course, mistreat the Indian indigenous population. But the way they over-dramatize the evilness of the English in this movie is not... it's too much for me. I mean, later on, when they're making Raji whip Bean, and he's whipping him, and he won't touch the ground with his knees, and the governor's plastic surgeon's wife, she pulls out why is she carrying a thorned whip? Here, use this. Why is she carrying a thorned whip? She just happens to have a thorned whip because she wants more blood? It's too much. It's too much that every single soldier is going to beat down every Indian every time. It's too much, man. It's over the top. If this had been a little more grounded, and if they had done a major story twist that I'm going to suggest it should have been done differently, I probably would have liked this movie more if it hadn't been so over the top. Because I will say this. Here's one of the goods for Kratos Aggressive, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Raji's introduction is really good. It's a really good scene where the British police chief says, I want you to arrest that man and bring him to me. And then Raji just leaps over the barbed wire fence and goes to town on the riot and just drags that dude back after just being complete badass in there. That was cool. I'm like, okay. I remember watching, okay, I think to myself, I'm interested in this guy. I'm interested in what he's going to be doing. The problem is, once we got through the prologue and I'm seeing all the revolutionary stuff going on, I'm thinking to myself, he's not really going to be loyal to the English regime. He's probably a sleeper agent. He's probably got other motivations for India first. And lo and behold, of course he did. And to me, that's one of the major problems of the movie. Because, first of all, this movie should have been an hour and a half long. It should not have been 3 hours. It should not have been 3 hours. They could have told a tight, clean, grounded, a little bit over-the-top combat story in an hour and a half when you have the confrontation at the governor's mansion when Beam tries to rescue the little girl. Okay? So then we get to the whole thing where Beam arrives in the capital at Delhi, and they're all saying, oh, we have to be careful that they've sent a dude to come get her, and he's going to do everything possible. He's the hunter. He's grand. And, of course, Beam's thing about showing how big and strong he is when they capture the tiger and all that stuff, he gets his intro, how big and strong and badass he is. So then Beam is undercover as a Muslim in Delhi, and events are going to conspire where now Raji, in order to complete his mission to give guns to his revolutionary group hiding out in the wilderness, because they spent literally the entire first 20 minutes of the first act giving us his backstory way later in the movie that he is in fact a sleeper agent. You're getting ahead of me. I'm not there yet. his whole goal is to become a special officer so that he can be in charge of weapon deployment and he can secretly funnel weapons to his secret army. And because you don't know that till later, but you do know it because it's freaking predictable. It's totally predictable. Now, I am going to make one more aside comment here. I'm not going to comment on the acting performances of any of the Indian cast in this because they're talking in another language, and I am not familiar with inflection or stuff with Indian with the Indian language with Hindi. I cannot really comment on their performances. I can't, because I don't know if that's what a good performance is in Hindi. Ray Stevenson, he hammed it up. All the English actors, they hammed it up. They were over the top and goofy and dumb and clownish. It was clownish. But so events are going to conspire where these two are going to come together to save a little boy trapped after a train accident creates a fire on the water. And this is the culmination of that scene right there. This moment right here on the poster, where their bromance begins. And right away, again, predictable. Their bromance is going to have a problem because they're both working at odds. Raji's hunting Beam, and Raji doesn't know that Beam's the man he's hunting, and Beam is hunting for the girl who Raji's protecting, but he's not really protecting, this and that. So, no, they're not gay. It's a bromance. No, they're not gay, because funny thing is, Beam wants that. He wants that white girl. He wants that skinny white girl English ass. There's the niece of the governor, who's very kind, is his way in to the governor's mansion, and she kind of likes him, and he not only does he see that she's a way in, but he has the hots for her, and he gets that skinny white girl ass. He gets it. He's gonna get that skinny white girl piece of poon. He's gonna get it. And that too, yeah. There's a thing throughout this. Every once in a while, they'll have a song. Like here's when they first come together. Right at the end of the first act, it's a bromance montage, an 80s bromance montage of these dudes becoming besties for resties. And the lyrics are literally singing, "What will they do when they find out that they're really enemies?" And it's just like, come on. What's going on here, man? And so their bromance is like they're true bros, they're best friends. Raji's gonna help him land that white girl ass, not knowing that he's actually setting up their combat scene at the end of Act 2. And meanwhile, Raji's hunting one of his bros who's eventually going to get caught and have him and throw a snake at him to get bitten and poisoned. Also, Raji has an extreme ability to take tons of punishment. He takes a ton of battle damage in this movie. And they have their bromance, and they're going to eventually come to the problem where, of course, Beam finds out that the girl is going to be... She finds the girl eventually, and because they're pressed for time, they're going to launch their attack on the governor's mansion. Meanwhile, his bro that Raji had captured, as I said, threw a snake at Raji, and it bit him, and Beam found him, and he cured him in like a minute. Cured him in a minute. And that's when you get the reveal that Beam tells him the truth of, "I'm here to rescue the girl." And Raji's like, no, it can't be you. I am now torn. Why must I turn in my bro, who's the man I'm hunting, in order to get my promotion so that I can achieve my father's dream of arming every Indian with a gun? And but mind you, there's the Kratos mentioned, there's a dancing scene when they go to the white girl niece's party for welcoming home the governor. They do a dance scene. Now, I know this is part of Indian cinema culture, the dancing, because at one point during the scene, the evil British guys there are making fun of Bean because he can't dance. So then him and Raji are going to do this massive dance number that goes on for like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And it's not, there's many, these songs, these bromance dance numbers happen multiple times. And they doing this dance number, I was like, oh God, make it stop. If Kratos wanted me to film a little bit of this, that would have been seeing me cringe going, make it stop. Let it end. I can't take this. So they do the dance scene, which of course makes her horny for Beam. And it's going to let her invite him to come in for tea later and meet the girl. So that's when he concocts the attack. So now he reveals it to Raji, and they're going to have to do this. Now, meanwhile, as I said, we've got an over-the-top English villainy in this, which is just, come on, dude, come on. They were not great. They're cheesy and cringe as fuck. They're not made for me. So I'm saying that with the knowledge they're not made for me. I couldn't handle them. They are so cringe. They are so, while they're just smiling at the camera. I can't take it. I can't take it. It was so bad. It was so bad. And throughout all of this now, when we get an action scene, it's like there's two things that who's the director? S.S. Rajamouli. If that's a director, S.S. Rajamouli clearly went to the school of Zack Snyder's slow-mo. Zack Snyder's slow-mo. Too much slow motion in this. With guys going, or like posing in midair and stuff like that. Hang on. Damn it, hang on. I just knocked my thumbnail loose for a second. Hold on a second. Let me fix my let me fix the computer. Let me fix the background here. Hold on. My elbow hit the thing. Hit the thumb drive. That is plugged in when I do that. Okay, there we go. Okay. So I will give the choreography. You're right, Kratos. The choreography is good because basically it's Indian wushu. It's like they watched a bunch of classic kung fu wushu movies and implemented it in that. And it was not smiling camera. It's goofy, Weasel. It looks goofy. They're going while they're dancing, going. It looks stupid. It looks stupid. It's a superhero movie. It's supposed to have slow motion. All right, if it's a superhero movie, then how come they don't have a real villain that can stand up to them? They can only stand up to each other. The only time these two get stopped is when they're forced to fight each other. There is not a single other person in the movie that can stand up to these two dudes, which is a major failing. I thought at the very end, we were going to, and this could have saved it a little bit for me. If at the very end, after that dumbass explosion of the governor's mansion, if they had had Raji and Beam have a 2-on-1 fight against Ray Stevenson's governor, Scott, and if he had just been like super badass, I'm so evil and powerful, I could fight you both at the same time. But they didn't. They chickened out. They couldn't give us that. The only time you get a moment where these two have to have a problem is when Raji and Beam are forced to fight while the animals are rampaging around the governor's mansion. That's the only time these two run into a real roadblock is when they interfere with each other. Okay, that's it. That's why I'm saying it's clownish, because they give these guys all these uber abilities, but they never ever have a problem. They don't. I mean, Raji's going to win the fight against Beam. He's going to win the fight in the end because he basically uses the little girl against him when the governor shows up and is going to shoot her. And Beam has to surrender. And then I mentioned it earlier, Raji is now conflicted because he has to beat Beam within an inch of his life. But then he doesn't want to, and he's going to try and save him because he has a come to Jesus moment, or maybe a come to Shiva moment, because it's Hinduism there, a come to Shiva moment. And that's when I talked about the, again, over the topness of the whipping scene. It's still any gravitas that scene is building gets taken away when Lady Governor, too much plastic surgeon or governor wife, pulls out the thorned whip out of nowhere and says, "Here, use this." Come on, man. Come on. She brought a thorned whip. That's all I'm saying. It's too much. Or while they're both sitting there going, yes, we want blood. More blood. I want pools of blood. Come on, man. Anyway, So after that whole part, then Raji decides. So then we get Raji's backstory because he gets promoted to special officer. Then we get his backstory, where he's, as I said, trying to fund his army, his private army, his revolutionary army. But then he realized that he cannot adhere to his father's desire of do anything at all costs, no matter what, to get those guns to people's hands, because he can't sacrifice his bro. So he engineers Beam's escape, and during that, he gets injured horribly through accidents, not really by anybody else, but through the governor seeing through the trap. And eventually, it takes dozens of men to bring him down. And he only gets captured because he got stabbed in the back by a tree stump, which was kind of dumb, if you ask me. And then Beam and the little girl are going to escape. And months are going to go by while Raji is trapped in prison. Yet he's not broken down. He's pulling an action hero thing where he's exercising in the cell. And they're going to beat him to the point where he can't walk anymore. And I mentioned that now because we're going to come back to that in a second. And they throw him in solitary confinement. Meanwhile, they're finally closing in on Beam and the little girl and his bros. And he gets saved when Raji's fiancée helps them out and then reveals Raji's backstory to him, coincidentally. And then he has another crying moment where now I'm going to go free my bro from the prison. And then he's going to go in the prison and they're going to be reunited. And again, it's over the top on purpose, where it's literally, on a beach chicken fight in the pool where somebody sits on somebody else's shoulders and somebody's the legs and somebody's the arms. And now, of course, you have to know that Raji is like the Hawkeye. He's Hawkeye. He never misses. He has like Hawkeye aim level abilities with projectile weapons, okay? Most cringe, dude. So what we have here is Raji with his beaten knees is sitting on Beam's shoulders. Beam, who's like super freaking strong. And they're running through the camp, just destroying everybody in sight. Guns being tossed around, down, reload for you, shoot, hack, swinging around, jumping. It's ridiculous. It could be ridiculous in a good way, if not a few minutes later, once they've escaped after all kinds of craziness that goes on. They're in the forest. They come across this like Indra shrine that they came across earlier, that we saw earlier. And first, Beam is going to use his magical healing poultice abilities to magically fix Raji's knees so he can walk again. And he's going to arm him with the Indra bow and arrow after like doing some like mystical shit by putting the red lion on his forehead with some dust and dressing up like that dude. And then Raji's miraculously healed and he's got like full Shaggy Man, I've been in prison look. And with his endless quiver, the quiver on his back, it just never runs out of arrows. It just never runs out. It was opioids. It was magic. It's the equivalent of the magic knee brace from the third Nolan Batman movie. Okay, it's the equivalent of magic knee brace. And then it's just basically, I'm going to shoot everybody with arrows now, and I'm never going to miss. And I'm going to flit around. I'm going to fly around. I'm going to do all kinds of shit while Beam's going to be grabbing trees and swinging a motorcycle around and clubbing people. So they're going to wipe out the entire garrison of these guys with a bow with an endless quiver of arrows and Beam throwing motorcycles and a spear. And then they're going to attack the mansion together, just the two of them. And because this is retarded, for some reason, the entire military consignment of munitions is being stored. No, he grabs a couple here. That he can't grab them all. That quiver is constantly full. It's constantly, he grabs a couple here and there when he does a little stabby action, you're right, but he's not retrieving all the arrows, dude. He's not. He's not. He's not. But now at one point they're riding, doing the horse and the motorcycle thing like they did earlier in the movie. And what happens is Raji lights the arrow on fire. Beam rides the motorcycle off a ramp and throws it at the mansion. Beam throws it at the mansion. He lights the motorcycle on fire. And he makes the arrow grenades. Yeah, arrow grenades. See, that's campy goodness, but I'm lost at this point. I'm rolling my eyes because I'm just like, come on, man. And what happens is the on fire motorcycle crashes through the walls of the governor's mansion, which is housing, as I said, seemingly handling all the munitions of everything. They're keeping it in the mansion, not in a warehouse. So the whole mansion explodes. It explodes. And the governor and his wife with too much plastic surgery gets caught in it, and everybody's blowed up. Oh, mind you, I forgot to mention the Beam's hot piece of white ass gave him the map to the governor's mansion. So that's how they know where everything is there. So then they encounter the governor who's crying over his dead evil wife. And then instead of having some badass supervillain fight, they just do Raji's line that he learned from his father: load, aim, shoot. And Beam, who's I don't think has ever shot a rifle in his life, cleanly shoots the governor through the heart, basically coming back to the speech that here's your bullet that you made in England and came over here, and it's going to go through you. And that's it. Then they celebrate with another dance scene, and everybody's happy. And Beam wants to learn the revolutionary ways from Raji, who's going to walk around wearing that getup for the rest of time. And there's my problem. This could have been salvaged if Ray Stevenson had been a super badass and they had fought him. But no, they never have an obstacle from the English that they can't overcome easily. And that's part of the problem. Now, this movie could have been way better if taken slightly more seriously and still made these guys superheroes. But in an hour and a half, when they come to the conflict at the governor's mansion, they have to fight each other. Instead of having Raji be predictably a sleeper agent for his revolutionary cause, make him a true believer of the English occupation. Make him a true believer, believing in what England stands for, bringing whatever they want to the rest of the world. Make him a true believer, but still be bros and say, my brother, I cannot go with you. We must now fight each other. Some shit like that. And have them have that brutal knockdown fight where one of them has to kill the other in super high choreography fashion. And then after that, one of them has to fight the governor to rescue the girl. If you're going to go that route, lock it in. Don't make him a sleeper agent. Don't do that. And keep it in an hour and a half, and then that's good. But yeah, so that would have been solid. But this whole movie, and its pacing is terrible. The pacing is awful. And it's just, to me, it was a clown show from beginning to end. I could not take it. I really couldn't. But there it is. There's my thoughts on RRR. Thank you, Kratos. Thank you. Thank you for making me watch this. I do not really understand those who praised it for all those years. I don't. I really don't. I don't understand it. See, to me, I disagree. I think him being a true believer would have been a better story arc. It would have been better than him being a sleeper agent. Because to me, the sleeper agent was predictable. That was predictable. Yeah, I loved it. All right, Kratos. Kratos, did you get your money's worth? I hope you got your money's worth. But that's the thing. Well, listen, of course, that's my point. This is made for an Indian audience who want to say F England. And that's fine. And I say all this understanding that. Let them have their propaganda movie. But I don't want to hear that this movie was one of the greatest things ever. I don't want to hear this movie is one of the greatest things ever, because to me it's not. To me it isn't. And I never want to hear that. And I never want to. And all those channels that got big talking about it and then did nothing, whatever. I did not secretly love it. But Kratos, did you get your money's worth? I hope you did. Is it better than Disney Star Wars? Yes, it is better than Disney Star Wars. I will say that. It makes more sense than Disney Star Wars, and that's saying something. I saw a couple other questions up in here. I believe I saw Mysterious ask me. I mentioned that earlier. I didn't watch it because I'm not an Xbox guy. I don't really care what Xbox Microsoft does. So I did not watch that. So I don't really have any thoughts on that whatsoever. It is okay. Of course, it is positive masculinity. There are things that are good in there. I think overall it's a bit of a crazy slop of a movie. It's slop. It's slop. It's not offensive slop, but it's slop that doesn't appeal to me. I can say that all that way. It has masculinity, stuff like that. I mean, these were two buff freaking dudes covered in hair and kicked a lot of ass. So that's okay for that. But yeah, so there it is. Yeah, slop is slop. Slop can be fun. You can enjoy your slop. This is not the kind of slop I enjoy. It just isn't. Okay, with that said, do we have any videos? Any videos today? No videos. No, nothing. All right, then. There you got it, guys. Unless anybody's got a video or an article you want me to go over, then it looks like we might be done today. India Rambo teams with the Indian William Wallace. That's a good way to put it. That is a good way to put it. That's a very good way to put it. So there we are. And let's do a quick little check-in because we did move. We are now only 8 away from 4,000. Oh, it says that here. If we go over here, it says 8. It says 8 here. It says 8 there if we go there. So we are 8 away. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming on in with this. No. I kept thinking, do I recognize this chick? No. She has had horrible plastic surgery. No way. I got to look this up. Oh, you got to be shitting me, Kel. You've got to be shitting me. You have got to be shitting me. No. Catherine Buxton. No. Hold on a second here. Hold on one solitary second. This is... Dude, no way, dude. No way. All right. 88, 89. Holy shit. Ladies. All right, hang on. I'm going to show you what she looked like in this movie. This is what she looked like in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, okay? I mean, this is what she looked like there. That's a beautiful woman. All right, now let me go this for a second. Allison Duty. RR. Okay, hang on a second. Oh, no. Ladies, I'm telling you, ladies. Oh, come on. Oh, give me a good picture. Give me a picture from a good one from the movie. There we go. Here we go. Ladies, please don't do this kind of shit to your lips. Okay? Please don't do this to your lips. It's not sexy. Don't do this to yourself where the lower part of your face changes. Don't do this to yourself. Don't do this. I mean, there's moments in the movie where she looks worse. Don't do that. Don't screw with your lips, ladies. That for all those chicks who get work done on their lips, don't get work done on your lips. It's not hot. It's not hot. Not hot. All right. So there we go. Oh man, that Kel, man, you just yeah. Oh man. Dude, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that, man. Don't ruin it. All right. All right, guys. So I have fulfilled my promise to Kratos. I have done all that. With that all being said, we are gonna wrap it up here. If there one more check at Stream Elements. Okay, so nothing on Stream Elements today. No video watching today, no articles today, but we have fulfilled the promise to Kratos who purchased this review. So no, you didn't ruin my teenage fantasy. Listen, I wasn't getting off to Elsa back in the day. I wasn't. That wasn't happening. No, my teenage fantasies, honestly, my teenage fantasies are more about like Star Trek girls and stuff like that. Listen, if you guys are at all watching the wormhole watch edits, I am borderline gooning all over Kira and Dax constantly. I mean, listen, Nana Visitor and Terry Farrell during those days, that was my those were my fantasies. Star Trek girls were my fantasies back then during that period of time because Star Trek got the most beautiful women back in the day, beautiful women. Sorry. So yeah. So guys, thank you guys for joining me today. Remember to hit that like button. Thank you for everybody who's subscribing to the channel. We're heading towards 4,000. We're gonna get there. Great and beautiful, wonderful things happen. So thank you, one and all. I will see you guys later tonight on Mellow Mondays. Mellow Mondays is happening. No, actually, I'm a Crusher guy. I was a Gates McFadden simp. That was my thing. Gates McFadden, man. Dr. Beverly Crusher can examine me any day. Okay, so guys, thanks guys for hanging out today. I will see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for Mellow Mondays, where we will hope to have a good show planned for you guys. So have a good rest of your afternoon, everybody. And until then, take it easy. Have a good night or day wherever you may be.